Welcome back to the Pop Revolution Show, the show where we make a new song every month and show you how it's made from beginning to end, writing all the way to production. I'm your host, Nathan Larson, and it's great to be back on this Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about how I normally go about doubling vocals and what that looked like in layers. We'll also be taking a look at a couple other tunes that utilize this technique. Let's do it.
Each time I get a little bolder, stay a little bit longer, till I find my voice. Each time I drop a little further, get a little bit wiser.
If you have not yet seen the music video or heard the tune, make sure to check that out. We'll have a link for you at the end of this video. It's also down in the description below. Whether you're needing to add power and depth to a vocal on the chorus, or want to add a cool effect on a verse, or just going for a unique sound, doubling vocals is a commonly used technique in modern production. And the good news is that what I'll be showing you doesn't require any expensive plugins. In fact, you can easily get away with just using stock plugins in your DAW. First off, let's listen to the part that I'm going to be showing you.
Each time I get a little bolder, stay a little bit longer, till I find my voice.
This is the last chorus in Layers, and it has a nicely prominent vocal. You may notice too that there is no harmony, it's just the melody. With the energy and depth there is to everything else around the vocal, I wanted to make sure that the lead vocal felt big, so I decided we would double it. To start off, we recorded Britney's primary vocal and found a take that was really close to what I was going to use in the final version and did a quick edit on it. Then I had her sing over herself multiple times so we could get at least 2 solid takes. What you should be listening for the most is rhythmic accuracy. You need to make sure that the hard consonances like K's and T's and ending consonants are happening at the same time as the lead vocal. If your singer does something really unique with their voice, like a cool vibrato or the way they cut off a note, make sure that those are being mirrored exactly. The good news is that if you get those things in place, a lot of the other things can be easily edited. A lot of the success of your doubled vocals really does come down to whether or not you track this well enough. So don't be lazy on this. After we got the takes I liked, I went through and edited the vocals by making sure they matched the primary vocal. With that, I would also go about making tuning corrections. In Layers, I just used Logic's Flex Pitch, but I recently got Wave's Tune and like it a lot better. This is where you need to start ensuring that the vocals sound like one. I won't go into editing audio for vocals here, but I do plan on putting out a video on that soon where we'll talk about those and all that good stuff. I normally use 3 vocals, the primary vocal put in the center and the 2 doubled vocals each panned right and left. This helps make sure that the vocals sound wide and also helps your vocals not sound strange and overloaded. Of course, you can decide what you want to do in terms of how many doublings you like and how to pan them. I mean, for all I care, you can just double it like 13 times. Or whatever. I normally make pretty dramatic low EQ cuts to the doubled vocals to make sure that they don't interfere with the rest of the band. The primary vocal is really covering all the desired EQ frequencies I want, and the doubled vocals are really there to add depth and energy. Ultimately, this is also up to you and what the song needs. I can see times where you would actually want to make high cuts instead to get rid of sibilance and harshness to get a more mellow tone, so play around with that as well and experiment. It's also up to you whether or not you want to use the same reverb as the primary vocal or not. You can change the space your doubled vocals are in to give a different effect and vibe. For Layers though, we did keep it the same. I also added a chorus effect to the doubled vocals to add a bit more flavor. Listen to just the doubled vocals by themselves.
Each time I get a little bolder, stay a little bit longer.
Now you're probably thinking that sounds strange, but it really isn't about how they sound on their own, it's about how they sound with everything else, and here is what that sounds like again.
Each time I get a little bolder, stay a little bit longer.
It adds a subtlety that I really like, so you can try adding additional plugins onto your doubled vocals for additional uniqueness, like a chorus, or a different reverb, or a delay, or whatever you so desire. Doubled vocals can help really distinguish between verse and chorus as well. In my song Sing It Out, I used a distorted lead vocal in the verse and made it clean in the chorus because I wanted it to sound really polished to contrast the verse and sound really wide. So I did all the things I talked about in this episode here to do just that minus the chorus effect.
I can hear the bass and drums in my head. There's no getting out. I'm feeling it loud. Let's crank up the sound. I can't stop this driving beat now. I'll sing to the crowd. Let's turn up the sound. I can't stop this music.
Now listen to what it sounds like without doubled vocals and just the primary vocal.
I'm feeling it loud.
In my opinion, this is pretty obvious, and it sounds much better with doubled vocals. Here's another example showing you other ways you can make the same technique sound. This is from my tune Wake Up. And finally, something a little different. I used a similar technique of doubling, but this time with a section where I wanted it to sound like a group of people singing, so I doubled a lot more to get this sound, but overall it's pretty much the exact same process. So there you have it. That is how I double vocals for depth and energy and effect. I hope you can apply these concepts in your own music to help you make it better. Of course, thanks for watching this video. For more, make sure you subscribe to keep up with us as we continue helping you become a better artist. You can also leave any questions or comments you have down below. You can watch the music video for Layers right here. You can buy the song on iTunes right here, and you can watch our previous episode right here. All of that and more right here on the Pop Revolution.